gentlemen, welcome back. On this week's episode of Bone Apple Tea, we sit down with June B ThaGod, or June, as we call him, just because, you know, it's a mouthful if I keep saying that over and over.
Yeah.
But he is an artist. Well, I shouldn't even say that. He's more of a businessman, you know? We'll call it that. Yeah. But he does like pretty much everything down the line when it comes to music with respect to like hip hop, rap, that kind of stuff. So I'm talking like, you know, he's like a rapper, produces, mixes, and masters, and ghost writes. He's ghostwritten for a lot of people. He's traveled a lot out to LA, Miami, like all over.
Yeah, he's been all over.
Big music cities. He's met with a bunch of people like B ThaGod, and, you know, Cardi B's manager at an event backstage, you know, kind of talked to these people. So he's learned a lot from a lot of big people. And he drops some knowledge about that and kind of tells his life story a little, coming up in New Haven, which, you know, a lot of people don't really know, you know, or think much of New Haven when they think of the city itself. You know, you just think pizza. Like, to me, when I'm just like, New Haven's got pizza,
and like
whatever.
He says, like, Yale. You know, you think of
Yale,
you
exactly.
think of like colleges and pizza and like, you know, nice little shoppy areas and stuff.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, it's a city, you know, like many others, and, you know, there's projects and stuff, and just there's some shit that goes down that you really do not expect. And at least in Connecticut, you know, you think of Connecticut, you think of a, you know, pretty
like Greenwich. You think of like, you know,
pretty low key, like
know.
nothing crazy's happening. But, you know, he opens up and tells a lot of pretty crazy things about the city itself, and how, you know, he got out, and kind of like the, you know, resentment he faced from other people that are still in it, and how prevalent that type of mentality is. So we talk a lot about that, and then you know, he's an artist, so we run it back to the music and talk about that and some upcoming projects he has. So in the next few months, you know, soon he's planning on releasing like a more official project, I should say, because he does have some stuff out on SoundCloud. June B ThaGod.
Yeah, I think this one about to be the biggest one, though.
Yeah.
In my opinion, based off of like everything he's talking about, the leading all up to this moment. I think this one's gonna be the biggest one of his life right now.
Yeah, and it's like music that's in his most mature form from him as an artist, right? Because he's been. And he talks about, too, actually, you know, just how ghostwriting for other artists kind of impacted the way that he writes for himself, because you have to kind of put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and it's a completely different, you're becoming somebody else, almost like acting or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Enjoy.
Welcome, man. It's great finally.
What's up,
Yeah, you know, it's like we've definitely been trying to coordinate, and it's good to actually finally get you here.
Definitely.
I think, dude, back in Siobhan's episode was when like, bro, we need to like hook up and like actually do an episode together because you got a lot to say. And I've been like interested in hearing about it ever since. And it's just how schedules work, dude. Two really busy people is what you get, you know?
That's a fact.
But so June, you've done a lot of stuff, but you're also mysterious. You know, I can't find shit about you unless I ask it from you. So there's going to be a lot of questions coming from me. Like where, you know, for example, you send me like some music and I'm like, oh, this is great. But like, why is it not on Spotify? Like why, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know where you want to start, but
we could start. Where do you want to start?
I mean, if you want to go chronologically, we could start from where you came from.
Right.
But maybe before we start there, a little bit about like who you are in general, because like I said, Mr. Mystery Man, we got to know more about you.
I'm an artist. I'm a rap artist and a ghostwriter, producer, and I mix and master vocals. So I do a lot.
Okay.
Like far as music.
Right.
The reason why it's not like out there is because I'm not going to say I don't push myself as much as I should. Being in New York, you realize where the money is at. You realize the money is not being the face of stuff. You realize it's in the back, you know, with the movers and shakers, the people that get shit done, that call the shots. I learned that early on being in New York. So let's talk how I got to New York. So I started music at like 12 years of age out in New Haven, but you know, Connecticut is not a music state. New York is. So you would not really get no buzz. You get your friends and all of that good stuff, but you're not doing anything to where you're making a major impact towards your career.
Right.
So I went to school out in New York. I received my bachelor's degree in business administration. So going to college it's funny because it was like, I don't want to go to school. But I'm like, I don't want to live in New Haven. Because, during the time, like I left in 2014. If you would like do your history, like in 2012 in my town, and if you know, if you're from my city, a lot of people were like dying. So yeah, a lot of people was getting shot up. A lot of people was getting. I wasn't coming outside. Like this is real life shit. Like I wasn't coming outside. So honestly, it was really like, do you stay home or do you leave?
Yeah, like leave.
Yeah, leave.
Yeah.
So I was really stuck in the like, and I'm selling weed at the time, making my little $1,000, $1,500, that shit now. But during that time, going through, because I grew up in poverty. So it's like, that money is going to help you eat. It's going to make sure that you good, got clothes on your back and, things of that nature. So, I was really stuck. I was like, and, I played football, won a state championship, all of that. Like I was playing ball and doing a lot of stuff, but you can't avoid the streets in the sense of like, you don't have to be in the streets, but a bullet don't got no name on it. It don't like, and all my friends is like, they live in the hood. We all live in the hood.
Right.
And the stuff is going to, the high school is in the hood. So it's like, it don't really, you know what I mean?
You can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, damn, do I go to New York or do I stay? And the person that's on my chain, this is my older cousin. It's crazy. Today is the day he passed away in 2015.
Damn.
So
wow.
So
that's wild.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You're in here on the same day.
I know, right? So I got in a fight with him because he was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Because, it's real. And it's crazy to say that because now he's not here, right? So it's like, we tussling. He's like, yo, just get the fuck out of here. Like, just get out of here. There's no point to stay. And I'm like, nah, I'm making my little $1,000. He's like, that's not nothing. Like, I'm young at the time, mind you. I'm not.
So $1,000 when you're younger is like,
For me, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to be in debt. And he like, where you going to live? I'm like, I'll figure it out. We was all staying. So it was me, my older brother, my two, like 3, 4 cousins. It's about at least 10 people living in one house.
One house, dude?
One house.
You guys got bunk beds and shit? How are you making that work?
We had couches. We had couches.
Damn.
And then this shit was real. So it was like, yeah, bro, I had to figure it out. And he's like, my aunt at the time, that's where we was living at on Eddy Street. And he was like, she about to move. So I'm like, damn, where the fuck am I going?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I play sports, but I really don't want to continue sports because I'm just kind of tired of football and sports, like being on somebody else's time. So I'm sitting here like, yo, what can I do? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to apply for this college and hopefully it go through. It went through. So it went through.
Shit, okay.
I literally took my book bag, packed all my clothes, suitcase, like, hauled ass. I got low. And that was the start of, I would say, a good run because I learned a lot. I learned how to be a hustler. I was raised here, but I grew up in New York.
Interesting.
Did you dorm at school or like were you living? Okay.
I dormed in school all 3 years. Just 4 years college, but I finished mine in 3 because I didn't come home during the summer because it was still real. So I was like, nah.
Yeah, you were like, why would I go back?
Why would I go back? So I stayed all through the summer, went to school. It was like, there's not that many people in the summer on campus. So I just stayed and I was like, yeah. It's better than going back home. So I stayed and made it work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, dude, it's crazy to think about, man, because like I grew up in like Franklin, Massachusetts, which is very just like, normal, like just town with a train in it and like a bunch of restaurants. And then I went to Hampton, Connecticut, which people are like, Hamden? No. East Hampton? No. It's like it's northeastern. It's east of East Hampton.
Dude. It's out in the woods.
Yeah, it's like nobody, dude. So like, the biggest problem we had was heroin use from a lot of kids because like there was nothing to do. So these kids would go into Willimantic. And if you know Willimantic, Willimantic was like a heroin town at the time. Yeah. And so that was like the worst of it. But it was only like a few people. Like there'd be one off person that would like succumb to that pressure or something. But there was no people getting shot. And like fearing for your life walking outside.
Absolutely. No, it was
real.
What I'm saying? And like I said, whoever watching this interview, they know. Like, we can name I can name at least 50 people.
50.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
50.
50 people.
That is insane.
I'm dead ass. Like I'm not capping. Like you could go from it been started since like gun violence been around in New Haven. They call it pistol wave in New Haven. So
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that before.
It's true.
And that I guess it's just like I just never really thought.
Unless you in it, you won't know it.
Yeah, like
Unless you like
I
in
can see
it,
that.
moving around.
Because
you won't know.
I lived in New Haven, but I was in East Rock and I only lived there for 2 months on like let me see.
Ain't nothing happening over there.
Yeah, it's nothing, dude. And that's so I was like, oh wow, New Haven's great. You know, look at this nice little town.
that's crazy.
It's different when you in it. When you in it, you in it. And it's like, you know, because the town's so small. So, you know, this person that did this, and it's like, this shit get out of hand. But for me, death started early for me about like 2005.
Wow.
Yeah. That was like, 05. And then, you know, that's why I say I can name like at least 50 people.
Do you think like having that experience so young sort of made you desensitized towards the violence as you got older? Like, you know, if you like, dude, seeing one person die in my life was crazy. But like if you're saying you can name 50 people, I feel like by the time you go to get out of there, I mean, that must just be.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's sad, but you know, every time I hear about somebody dying, I just be like, yeah.
Wow. That's
like for real.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Think about that, man. That's death, and you're just like used to it. You know, that's crazy.
That's how many people that been gone. Like I'm telling you, and if like I said, whoever's watching this, 2012 was like the year everybody started dropping. For like in my mind, I think we all could, from my people from my city, we all can agree. 2012 was a rough ass year.
So do you think that kind of like helped you kind of like accept it as in the sense of like, all right, well, you know, we're all gonna go through it. So
death was one thing, but you got family members on crack. It's real.
Yeah.
Like
Jesus,
people, when you talk about New Haven, people think Yale. I'm not thinking Yale.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, it's real. It gets real. And people don't really talk about how real the city is. They really don't talk about it, which is funny.
Because Yale is there and Quinnipiac is there. Like those schools probably want to suppress that information as much as possible. You know?
Yeah, they do. You gonna fuck up their money.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's real.
Yeah.
It's too real.
Do you think it's gotten better over the years?
Hell no.
Really?
Worse. It's probably worse now.
Damn, really?
It's probably worse now, but I'm not in that age bracket no more. I'm older. But you know, I got a little cousin that just got shot up.
No fucking way.
It's true. Like I'm not gonna lie. Not like yesterday, but a couple months ago. Like this is real shit.
You got like fucking like it's like what he was at his place chilling and fucking drive-by type shit, or like
I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but I know he got shot up. I know that for a fact.
That's crazy.
I seen his bullet holes and everything.
That's wild.
Get out, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Younger?
Like I don't. Yeah, he's younger than me.
Yeah,
He like at least 20.
Wow.
At least 20. Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
that's wild.
It is wild, but it's normal.
Yeah,
it's normal. And
but
it's crazy.
but it like shouldn't be normal. You know,
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be normal.
So when a lot of people be like, New Haven ain't this, I'll be looking at them like, and go there for a couple months and you know, you'll see.
Yeah.
It gets real quick.
So in contrast to you moving to New York for college, did you find, I mean, I don't know where exactly you were in New York, but like, was it, obviously you liked it better because you stayed there for the summer. So you must have felt a sort of sense of security when you were in New York.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, so my father was working out of Queens, but he lived in Mount Vernon. I was in New Rochelle. It's like literally next door to each other. So I rekindled my relationship with my pops. And that, you know, he you know, because he was going through a lot of shit in New Haven during his times, but he left, you know, started going to church, got his life together and shit. So I rekindled my friendship with him, and we had a good bond. And New York, the funny thing is, with New York is like, a lot of people is like, why you don't do music? So I'm the person, like the same person you see, like, or you hear about, like, yo, this guy does a lot, They hearing the same stuff, but they're like, you know, why the hell are you here? Why you not in school for music?
Yeah.
And I happened to, one of my friends, he connected me to this lady who was the wife of the president at BT. So she heard my music and she's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So a lot of people throughout the years like, yo, you're talented or you know what's what. So when I started doing a lot of stuff far as like going out to Manhattan and meeting with certain people, I started to see that it's no money in being a rapper. All the money is being the boss.
Interesting.
Because when you a rapper, you gotta take out a loan. That's like when you get advanced, like you gotta take that's a loan. You gotta pay that shit back.
Like the record company kind of has everything.
Yeah,
and
so
you
the
just
record,
use it.
So say if they give you like $1 million, right? If you don't make a hit, you gotta pay that back.
That's crazy.
So you be in debt. So now you realize why artists just be gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it makes sense, right?
I mean, it's kind of like good that you did the business first, to be honest, because like now you kind of have that mindset.
I approached it with, I got a degree, a college degree. So it kind of worked for me because I wasn't, somebody from my city. If you around all these people, like I remember I was 2019. It was the ASCAP Expo, which is a writing and publishing firm. Like I think Jay-Z, they got Neo, basically a bunch of writers. What they publish in ASCAP. That's the corporation that everybody's basically signed to that they publish in, whatever the case may be. And I went out there in 2019, whatever the case may be, and that's when I started to see like, oh shit, this shit is real.
Yeah.
Like this is a thing.
Like seeing artists, you're saying like sign contracts that they can't even complete.
Yeah, that and I started to see the producers make the money. Like the producers, the people that mix and master. So that kind of changed my whole mindset because I'm like, I don't want to just sit here and be a rapper. Like, why would I want to be a rapper? So when you see these people, you want to rap to them like, oh, get me on, or just, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to see the ins and outs of what's what so I can understand it, so I can make money.
It's true because it's like, like, do you care more about being the face or do you want to just chill and just like actually have the wealth behind? You know what I mean?
I want to be more like Kevin Lyles than MC Hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, right? Like,
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, well, it's cool that you made that conclusion because a lot of people want that upfront like image, and they assume sort of because they have the fame or the image that it kind of the money sort of follows. But from what you're saying, it's kind of like not really because a lot of these guys, they get like one song, they'll get signed, but then they can't actually meet those expectations, and so
think about how many artists done fell off, like in general, in our generation. They come and they go. You know,
what happened to Fetty Wap?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question.
Who knows? Just saying. He was just an example of like a guy you heard like 3 songs and then that was it. You know what I mean? Like
he had that one album, and that one album I thought was pretty good. There's a lot of good songs on that album.
That's what I'm saying. Like these artists they come and they go. So you really putting yourself in debt.
It's a different problem. It's like you got to be really good with social media and just like taking advantage of your 10 seconds of fame.
Amazing team.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and if you can maybe capitalize on your popularity, maybe pivot, become like a social media guy. If you're really not trying to stay in the rap game, okay. But like, like it's tough to stay relevant. That's like, I feel like that's like such a tough thing as an artist. Yeah. And like you said, right, the team, like all of that behind the scenes shit, like that's where a lot of the magic happens too.
Yeah,
so.
I was backstage with them during the ASCAP Expo, and it was in LA. Nipsey Hussle just died on March 31st, and I went the following week to LA. There was a bunch of so the LA shit where they be like Crips and Bloods, that shit is real. Like,
I was gonna say, was that popping off? Because I feel like around that time too, right? People were kind of pissed, and I don't know if shit was going down out there.
It wasn't no violence where we was at. We was on the main strip, but you could feel the tension. Yeah, like the ASCAP Expo was the first week of April. Nipsey Hussle, if I'm not mistaken, died on the 31st of March. If I'm not mistaken. I think I'm correct. Because I didn't want to go. I was like, I don't want to go to LA. Yeah. But it was an opportunity for me. So I'm like, I gotta go. And
when I never know too, because you hear so much shit about LA, and like, you're in New Haven. You don't even hear shit about New Haven, and you know how it is. So it's like if you're hearing about it, then it's like, how bad is it? You know what I mean?
You were right on the date, by the way. It is exactly March 31st, 2019.
Yeah, so you could tell I was like, and what's crazy? Victory Lap came out in 2018. And I swear you can go backtrack my Facebook. I was like, this is the album of the year. Like that album was fire. I swear to you. My boy, he had Tidal. That's Jay-Z music platform company. He had Tidal. I used to play that shit all the time. Before it like got out there, before he won an award, that album was just amazing.
Was he just on Tidal? He wasn't on anything else, or was he?
I'm sure he was on Apple. I'm sure he was on Spotify. I'm sure he was, yeah.
Because just know there's some artists, like they'll exclusively drop on like Tidal.
But nah, he was, I'm sure he was. Definitely was. But that shit was fire. That album was heat.
I just can't, like, there's a lot of these guys where I'm like, why? Like, why are they dropping? Like, dropping dead. I mean, like, it's Nipsey Hussle in particular, I was so confused because I was like, damn, I really thought this guy was, like, unifying. I thought he was.
I feel like it must have been like a hit or something, right? Like, there's no way that shit's
I have no idea. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's all speculation, right?
All speculation. I have no idea. But
seems crazy.
He was definitely leading his culture in the right direction, teaching us how to, get money and where to put our money at. And he was definitely teaching us about residual income, how to put out your music and how to make your money back from the streams and stuff like that. He was smart, very intelligent, definitely intelligent person. But so I say that to say I was in LA and I'm backstage with a Rick Ross manager, Erica. I'm backstage with Cardi B manager. I'm with all the people that call shots.
Yeah.
People from Rock Nation.
And these are all people you're interested in, like, emulating, I imagine, right? Like, this is where you want to be.
Yeah, because now you sitting around these people and it's like they're, in my head, I'm like, the regular person from my town or somebody young as me, they're going to start rapping. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to rap. I'm not trying to rap to get on. I want to know what you know. I want to know what's in your mind and how you get here and what steps you took. That was my MO. Cause I'm like, I could rap, but what else can I do?
Yeah.
And that was kind of my thing. Like, they come across people that rap all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the
They're
time.
in the music industry.
Oh, I'm sure they get inundated with like
what can I bring
mixtapes.
to the table that's not the same? And that was always my mindset. Always my mindset. That's why I kind of like, I love music, but I know where the money at.
Yeah.
And I really know where I done sat with these people. I done talked to these people. And the person that really made me get into mixing, mastering, and making beats and stuff like that, it was ThaGod That Dope.
No way, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how did you end up like getting involved with this ASCAP thing and basically like end up going over there to begin with? Like you meet people out in New York. I was gonna say like people you met in New York, then maybe that.
So I met the president of B. So his wife was a professor at my college.
Okay.
So she was like, "You're talented. Go talk to my husband." I have no idea who this guy is, but he's the president of BET. His name is Michael Armstrong. So I'm sitting with him in the office, suit and tie, and basically, he pointed me in a direction with people at ASCAP, and the lady there, she to this day, she's like a big sister to me. Like she's seen my hunger. And I played her one of my songs, Universal Language, and she was like, "You made that? You wrote that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then next thing you know, she put me in this like I forgot the name of it. So basically, we was all ghostwriting basically to win an award. Basically.
Yeah, this is that award. Yeah, the Herald something.
Yeah, the Herald Emission Lyric and Soul Award. So that's how that came about. So she was like the person that was like, "You're talented. I'm gonna put you over here." Because at first it was for me to work for ASCAP. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But instead, she seen my talent and she was like, "No, you should do this." So I think we came in second place, but I got a check for a couple thousand. So
that's
when
wild.
I seen the check, it clicked.
Yeah.
I said, "This is real." I said, "You can do this? I gotta work a 9 to 5? Oh, hell no."
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Like, you hear the stories, like, all these checks and things like that, but I was never in it. It never happened to me. So, until I see it, I won't believe it. But I seen it and I'm like, this shit real. So from that day forward, and this is in 2017. So from 2017 until like COVID, I was outside. I was having a fucking ball. I was outside. I was like, "Oh, this is how you do it?" I was like, "Oh, this is nothing."
Yeah.
So at that point, were you just like you said, until COVID hit, I guess, like you were just like ghostwriting and shit?
Ghostwriting for a lot of local people, artists, a lot of local artists, making beats for a lot of local artists, and mixing mastering. So this is all like, I'm already like literally on my way to doing this stuff. And then when the 2019 came, I asked DA, got that dope. I'm like, yo, I really want to do this. Like, and he, you know what he told me? Go on YouTube.
Really?
I swear to you.
He's just like,
so funny, dude,
like learn it on YouTube pretty much?
And I taught myself.
Yeah.
It's so true though, because there's so much information on there, dude.
Because I'm asking him like, yeah, I want to know, like, how did you get to where you at? Go on YouTube.
Wow.
Like, and he was cool though. He was like, yo, if you really, because he asked me, can I sing? I'm like, I can't fucking sing. I can't sing, bro. And he was like, well, what you want to do? And I was like, I really want to know how to make beats. Like, I want to be a beast.
Yeah.
And he was like, go on YouTube. So that kind of, and I started making money from it. Like, I was already making money from ghostwriting from 2017, but I didn't start making money from like beats and stuff until 2019.
Yeah, it takes a while, dude. It's hard. It's legitimately a hard craft.
In my room for hours, and I taught myself.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's how I learned how to do like all of this stuff. Be it filming, be it like the mixing and mastering, like all that stuff. Like, it is amazing the world we live in where you can just go on YouTube and be like,
yourself.
you know,
I feel like I don't even like, I'll read books, but it's mostly just YouTube, like editing, you know what I mean? Anything like that. It's all just like through YouTube because it's crazy. Like, you can literally, and it's way faster, I feel like, you know what I mean? Video, and you can skip around. I don't know. It's
because I was going to go to school. I was, you know, talking to DA, like, I want to go to school out in LA.
Like Full Sail University or one of those.
Florida, right?
Yeah. Like,
and he was like,
schools.
no. He told me, he was like, you already got your degree. Don't go back. Just teach yourself. What are you doing? Yeah. And that was kind of like, so that's where I'm at now. Just like loving the fact that I know how to mix and master vocals, make beats, and still ghostwriting for people here and there and making money from it. It's fun.
So out of all, like, so is the beat making one, was that New Vibes? Is that what it was called? New Vibes Beats or New Vibe Beats. There we go. So this is obviously your website, the thing that you sent me here. Is this like this is just like your landing page? Do you like constantly upload new stuff on there?
Yeah, well, I haven't uploaded stuff recently, but yes, I was during the time, but I was making money from it. So I made at least like $1,000 from people just renting beats.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, just renting, because like it obviously costs more if you want to say own the beat, right?
Or if you want to like lease it or shoot a music video and stuff like that, you gotta pay a certain percentage.
Right. Or like if you want to use it in like film or TV or something like that, it's all gonna be.
So that's where I started making my money. So as I dug deeper, I just learned new ways to make more money.
Okay.
So I was like making money from ghostwriting, mixing, mastering vocals, making beats for individual people. So it was coming.
Dude, I feel like
angles.
too, if you want to be like, you know, if you want to move up on the back end too, it's good to just have exposure to all this type of shit. So like, you know, one, like, you know, how much things cost, right? Like if you're trying to manage somebody, you know, like, hey, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. You know how much things cost, what it takes to get shit done. So it's good to give you perspective moving up.
Yeah.
So imagine if you Diddy, right? And I'm me, right? And I come to you, I rap. You're going to look at me and say, what else you do? Yeah. That was my mind. My mind was like, if I'm sitting here from a boss perspective, I don't want somebody that just can rap. I need somebody that could do everything. And that's why I went back and was like, let me learn how to do more, because everybody raps.
Yeah.
If you're in New York,
so true.
If you're in New York, it's a lot of people that make music.
It's
a lot of
people.
It's like
the spot, you know?
So for me to even get close to the people I got close to, that was a blessing.
Right.
So I had to, you know, do I go like everybody else that when they meet them, oh, I'm a rapper? No, you don't want to do that because they get that too many times. It's the
everybody,
mega of hip hop.
Everybody's
it's the mega
doing
of hip hop. You don't want to just, oh, I'm a rapper. No, you're not gonna make no money like that. That's dumb.
True.
I'm not.
And also, you're just kind of like a fly. You're kind of like buzzing around, smacking them in the face. Like, okay, like there's just so many of you.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I ain't want to do that.
Yeah. So. Well, I think it's definitely smart to kind of approach at it from all angles. What do you think? Like, as far as. Because it sounds like you haven't. Have you worked like a normal 9 to 5, or did you just say like, nah, fuck that? I'm gonna just.
I did, but so last time I worked was last time I worked a 9 to 5 was like what 20. I want to say 18.
Oh, okay, wow.
I was a manager though.
5 years ago.
I was a manager though. I was a manager, for BJ's, but I was upstate and
Oh yeah, dude. BJ's
and you know it's crazy. I was getting phone calls. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you not in New York? I was dating this girl at the time, and basically, She bought a house upstate. I helped her get the house. And I was like, I got a house. I'm straight. But then in my head, I'm like, I'm getting so many phone calls. And I'm like, everybody's like, what are you doing? Come back to New York.
Yeah, like you're not meant to be a manager at BJ's. Like you're throwing your life away pretty much.
So I'm sitting, working, being a manager, but the whole time I'm rapping in my head. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I got to go back home.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
That must have been was that a tough decision to make? Because obviously that's a pretty big move to just be like, all right.
Was it a tough decision? Yeah, it was. Because I wanted to find something else. I felt like, I don't know how I felt. I can't even tell you how I felt during that time. I can't even tell you why I went up there. Maybe I was just in love during the time.
Well, and also I feel like if you get comfortable, it's hard to leave the comfort.
Yeah.
It's hard to like, if you're in a relationship and it's going well and she's like, hey, I'm going to go up and get this house. And you're like, oh, I'll just get a job. Look at that. I'm a manager.
Yeah.
Hey, this is long-term. I got everything,
and
right?
That kind of was the thing. Because, during those time, I'm holding her down. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real one towards her and just, being a real one. And it kind of like, I left what I was doing for her, and then I'm getting a bunch of phone calls from all my cousins and stuff. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you don't take your ass back to New York. So I did. I was like, well, I was already in New York, but go back to the city. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So, yeah.
Well, it definitely seems like it was the right decision. If that was 2017 and then you're talking like, 2 years later, you're already in these like other rooms and stuff talking to these really cool people.
So the rooms started in 2017. And then, so I wasn't in upstate for too long. Like a couple months. Like I wasn't up there for too long. And a couple months. And then after 2018, basically, that's when the LA thing happened. When I went to LA and I just took off.
Yeah.
I ain't looked back. I was in Miami, Atlanta, LA. I was everywhere. I was DC.
Like,
so what were you doing out there? Were like just meeting people doing production?
I was in studios.
Studios, like writing, like almost like A&R type stuff, like listening to beats and like.
And this is basically, sometimes I'm going to colleges that got their own studios. I'm going to regular people's studios because I know so many people. So they like calling me like, yo, I need your help with this. And I'm like, fuck it.
Okay.
You gonna pay for it? Yeah, cool.
All right, sweet. I'm there.
Yeah. So 2019 was my best year.
Okay.
2019.
Yeah, it sounds like a blast, honestly. If you're bopping around, meeting all these people, dude, it sounds dope.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking blast.
So, in the pretty much like what happened, and I'm guessing is 2020 hits and like.
Yeah.
I could tell you exactly when COVID hit. It was my birthday. My birthday, March 5th. COVID hit the week after.
Oh, damn.
That's wild.
So I'm like I said, 2019. So 2017 was a start. Basically, meeting people, getting to know people, working on my craft, ghostwriting. 2019, I started becoming better in everything. Mix and master, making beats. I'm becoming a beast now.
Yeah, and making connections. Like you're going around.
Yeah, my network is everything. My network is my network. So once I started meeting people, I'm in Miami, I'm in Atlanta, I'm in LA, I'm in New York, I'm in DC. And every time I'm in one of them states, I'm in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm in the studio.
Yeah.
Just working. And then I didn't care if it was the biggest people that was famous or I'm just getting experience. If you wanted me there, hell yeah, I'm coming. And you paying for the flight? Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, dude, money's money, right? Whether it comes from the top or the bottom,
Because, that award kind of like put me like, oh, this guy's serious. I thought it was, now that I think about it, I'm like, it's just an award. But to other people, they were like, you got an award from the music industry. So obviously you doing something that's right. And like I said, I'm not the person that will broadcast that. People will broadcast it. Like, yo, I know somebody that's actually taking this shit serious compared to other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I do take it serious. I love it. I will stay in the studio all day.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that there's a bit of a drawback to not sort of like talking more about yourself? It's sort of like this, kind of like me, dude. I like know nothing about you. It's like, it's almost like if I had known more about you, maybe I would have hit you up because you're advertising yourself more often.
Yes and no, because if you know, you know.
Okay.
It's like the world that I'm in is very different. It's like, it's not like I'm not out there, but word of mouth is strong.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the
word of mouth is strong. So the community that I'm from and that I'm in is like, they know what I do.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's not like I never posted it, but like I said, when 2020 came, it was kind of like, before I could even get the social media popping to where it should be, COVID hit.
Yeah.
But mind you, what the fuck I care about social media? I'm flying everywhere. I don't care about the money coming.
Yeah,
What's the point of social media?
I mean, like the work speaks, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
what
it's
I'm
like,
saying. The work speaks. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck about no social media.
Yeah, and then you get people talking up for you because like, and if somebody's like recommending you, it's like, okay, well, if this guy thinks you're good enough to like talk about him on your behalf, it's like, okay.
That's how I seen it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, and then I'm not posting no music shit. I'm just posting where I'm flying to. I'm posting parties. I'm posting people.
Yeah, and people are like, yo, what the fuck is this guy?
What is this guy?
But it's true though, because people are, I feel like it also kind of like, low-key creates this like, oh, what's this guy up to? Like, I got to go check this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what has this guy been doing?
I drive a Mercedes-Benz, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like, and people be like, how the fuck? I was like, I don't need to talk about it. I feel like people that got to talk about it, like you said, your work should speak for yourself. So I don't need to sit here and be like, oh, I do A, B, C, D, E. I'm not doing that. I'm going to get the work done. I'd rather show you than tell you. That's just been my MO. But
granted, we're getting you out of your comfort zone on the podcast.
Definitely
we're making we're making them say it all.
Yo, definitely. But I got a lot of music coming that I have stored. And as you can see, I sent you a lot, and you're probably in your head like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, like that was like, dude, I was like, oh, you got any music? And you sent me like 10, 12 songs. I was like, so why isn't this anywhere? And then Adam was like, so this guy has music, but it's not posted anywhere? And I'm like,
dude, because I was like, well, like, what if I want to tell somebody to listen to this? I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah,
like, I got to send him an MP3.
Yeah, you got to send him a text MP3 that stops playing when your phone locks.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it.
Oh, man. Like I said, 2020 hit, man. COVID hit. So I kind of, man, listen.
Dude, we're just jumping on the wagon. We know you got people on your ass right now. So we're just two more hopping on.
Listen. I get it. But it's coming, though. It's definitely coming.
Do you have like a plan, like a schedule, or like you trying to drop by 2023, late
this
2022?
Year, a couple months.
Okay, couple months.
2-3 months.
Okay. So you're probably in the process of more of the marketing stuff right now, like the artwork and the.
I have the artwork.
Oh, you have the artwork?
I have the artwork.
Okay.
I'm just trying to put the songs together, and I'm trying to see my crowd is different. Like you hear my songs. I rap.
Yes.
I'm not doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, no, so it's very like storytelling based.
Yeah, so it's more like old school rap.
It's like actual rap, not hip hop. It's like more so like rap.
Yeah. So it's like you have to make sure that, you're reaching to a certain crowd. Because now I'm at the point where it's like, all right, I can rap, but how do I make the money back? I don't want to just rap no more. A lot of people just want to rap, but they don't know how to make the money back.
It's true.
If you do an interview with any of your artists, a lot of them are going to say, I don't know how to make the money off my rap.
Yeah.
They're going to say that.
It's very true.
Like,
it's very true. It's a hard space. It feels like a hard space to make money because
it's like a whole separate skill, It
is. I mean, we've talked to a lot of these, like, especially like EDM artists that have millions of plays on their Spotify thing
money.
And no money.
Yeah.
No money to show for it.
It is. It's a big problem. Like trying to monetize is like a whole thing, There's so many different ways you can do it. And, sometimes people kind of get like almost overwhelmed and then don't end up doing any of them, So it's like.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And I know how to do it. Like I know how to, make the beat, publish it, and, get the money from it.
So how would you suggest someone who is an independent artist to try and make some money back from their stuff?
You need to definitely have your publishing with ASCAP or it's another publishing company too. You gotta get your publishing first because your publishing is where your money come from. You get paid for writing.
Okay.
If you get a bunch of streams, right?
Yeah.
And basically, in my head, I can't really give you exact details, so we're going to put it like this. Basically, you get paid for your writing, and if you put it, like, you sign up for an ASCAP account, which is your publishing account, you put your song on that account, basically, and for whatever streams you get on Apple, Spotify, whatever, it'll all go back to your publishing account. Your publishing account pays you. If I'm saying it right, I feel like I'm saying it right.
Okay, it sounds about right. It sounds like you set up your publishing, you give all the stuff to the publishing place, and then every time it gets streamed somewhere else, it comes back, and then it just kind of funnels in.
People don't know how to do that. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm not just hell no.
So does ASCAP, is that sort of like, because I know like when I think of like getting my music out there or getting an artist's music out there, it's like DistroKid or like, you know,
CD Baby.
Yeah, like one of those companies. Are you saying like that's not the way to go through it, or that is?
I feel like they're all kind of the same,
right? Yeah, they just have like different charges for posting,
and it keeps history of the music you make. So if somebody steal your song, it's published, it's yours, so you can sue that person.
Right.
Probably 90% of people that I know that are artists, they don't have their own publisher. They have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a whole, I feel like the barrier to entry now is so small that it makes things easy for most people to do stuff. But because of that, there's also not a ton of education going on. There's just like, hey, get your music out there. And then,
why you got 1 million views and you broke?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like literally like millions and millions of plays. And then what do they see for it?
Nothing.
Maybe $1,000 check over a year.
Yeah. Like I can tell you all the artists that I know that are local, they're not making money.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I know that for a fact.
I mean, I feel like music is a hard thing to make money in because
especially with streaming, because like even streaming, you need a lot of streams if you want to make money just from the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's a fact. Well, that's why people don't drop albums. They drop one song.
Yeah.
Right.
You make money. You make way more money off one song than you do an album.
It's true. That's why a lot of people, they drop like a song that's like a minute and a half just so people replay. And you get the play count up, which is crazy because like I don't know, like I get it, right? But like that's kind of what the streaming setup is like doing to the music. It's like people are like, all right, let's turn this into this so that we can fucking make it.
Because one song will always get played more than the album.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Just a fact.
Yeah,
you're always gonna find that one song you like compared to a whole album you like. Not too many albums you're gonna listen to unless you want to ride. You're gonna listen to that one song.
Yeah, and even then, like the chances of you listening to the album front to back these days are so small.
So people drop EPs or LPs, you know what I mean?
Unless
quick 5-songer.
Unless it's like Kendrick.
Yeah, it's true.
Jay-Z, Drake, you're not listening to the whole. It's a dub.
Yeah,
you ain't sitting to the extent I can't even pronounce the word. Basically, people don't want to hear a whole album. They don't. Yeah. That's just today's society.
Yeah, I feel like the attention span's so small.
That's what I wanted to say. I couldn't get it out.
Oh,
but yeah. The attention span is definitely so small. Because think about it. TikTok, Instagram, that shit is swipe.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like you hammer it, dude.
If your post is longer than 15 seconds,
you're gone.
It's like, because like now if someone reposts it to the story, if the story is only 15 seconds long, so if your video or song or clip is longer than 15 seconds, chances are people aren't even going to see the premise, the execution, and the punchline, regardless of what it is, whether it's music, comedy, or some sort of content video. So it almost seems like we're sort of geared to make 15 seconds the most optimal length for everything.
And we're good at it. Yeah. I'll be seeing some funny shit.
Yeah, dude. It's true.
It's true. Some funny shit within 15 seconds. I'll be dying. I'll be like, damn, this is funny shit. But that's the way why our music industry is the way it is now, though.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself like, so obviously you said you got some stuff dropping and whatnot, but is that kind of your focus right now? Or do you see yourself sort of searching for an artist to help bring them up or like?
Yeah, like I was going to ask too, like if you were trying to move into like management or something like that, or like.
Yeah.
I'll probably.
In the same vein.
I can do management, but you have to take it serious.
Right.
See, a lot of people, and I'm just keeping it a buck. Like a lot of people, especially from my city, they don't know what it takes to really like go. I don't know nobody else besides myself that really went to New York and really went to bat and fight for it.
Yeah.
Like it's different. Like you could sit here and be like, oh, I'm that dude in the city, but everybody that dude in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to really go with the wolves? Like you think it's something out here. Like I said, Connecticut is not a music state. It's just not. Let's just be honest. When you think of Connecticut, when you think of New Haven, you think Yale.
Yeah.
That's the first
pizza.
thing. And pizza.
Yeah.
We definitely number one in the United States with pizza. We got to put that out there.
Yeah.
We definitely number one. But it's just true. Like, and you know what? People was cussing Diddy out, but Diddy said it. He was like, you're not going to Connecticut for the next Michael Jackson. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Like I'm not downplaying my city or anything or my state.
I get it,
but
man.
it's like, and I'm not saying I don't want people to make it out of it, but it's like it comes with a seriousness. Like I've seen these people, I've seen these artists come up. They want it. They hungry. Like you in Connecticut, there's a bunch of people in New York.
Yeah.
Like they hungry.
Yeah.
They want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And millions of people all in one little city.
And that's why I'm like, so, you know, if I manage somebody, they just gotta, you know, want it. And like I said, I'm not downplaying my city, but it's like a lot of people think fame or local fame is the key to success. It's not. You have to put in a lot of work. And I've seen it firsthand.
So what do you, to someone who thinks that sort of local success is the key to fame, what do you say to that? Like, what's more important than like trying to sort of build up your local potential before branching out?
Definitely, I would say definitely build up your local, like build it up, definitely build it and make sure it's solid. And before you go to a record company or a label, make sure you have the right team with you and make sure that you are not, make sure you're not, don't put yourself in a situation you can't get out of because they might give you this check. I'm telling you, they're going to give you a check. Like if you get to that far where you make a deal with this company or whatever business, Sony, whoever.
Yeah.
Now listen, if you don't go far, you gotta pay that shit back. I done seen it. Like I'm telling you, I done seen it.
It's a crazy concept. I know we kind of mentioned it earlier, but the fact that they're just like handing out like millions of dollars and then it's like kind of fake though. It's like monopoly money.
Yeah. You get it like a Lambo and then like a year later, they're like, yeah, we're going to need that car back, bro.
You're like, fuck.
You know what I mean?
It's having fun for a year.
I'm telling you, yeah. That's really what it is. And that's why I'm like, I do music for the people that still love real rap, that like to listen and hear the storytelling. I'm not doing it to be famous. I'm doing it for the people that actually love the art.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my money from it. I know I am because I know how. I'm not worried about the money. It don't have to be millions of dollars, but as long as you make something from it.
Right.
It's all about what you put in is what you get back. So if I'm putting in my all and I got a good business plan and I know it's going to reach a certain amount of people and I can make a certain amount back, I'm happy with that.
Damn.
Because I know in the back of my head, if I go to this label and I don't hit those numbers that they need me to hit,
you're fucked. Yeah.
You in debt.
Yeah.
It's over. And anybody that know the music business, that know and they're going to tell you, like, it's a setup. It's made for you to fail.
Which is crazy because, like, that's just, like, such a shitty bet, you know? But I guess it's like they don't give a shit because they have billions of dollars. So they'll take $1 little million and they'll give it to friggin' Joey Jowison. I don't know what the fuck name that is. Anyways, they'll give it to Joey, and they'll be like,
freestyle.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't. So you know, they'll give it to Joey and be like, oh yeah, you know, go do your thing, and then secretly they're like, now we have you for life.
Facts, because they probably own your masters and your publishing and everything else.
Yeah, and then it's like they own everything that you do, and if you don't complete it, they now own you literally.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are just so like attached or like obsessed with the idea of just like getting the deal and like
they are.
But it's like just focus on like just being the best at what you do.
The way how y'all sit and listen to me, they're not gonna listen to me. They focus on their views and their image.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about what's going on with their masters and publishing.
Which is crazy because like it's like that's not the job, right? Like it's confusing because like you think that's the job, like that's not the job. It's like the job is like just be a good artist, right? And then be good at managing your shit. It's like I heard a quote. It was literally just like, don't focus on just focus on being the best in the world at what you do. Like, don't focus on anything else.
Look at all these people. Lil Wayne situation.
People get confused.
Right? Look at Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne situation is crazy. You gotta look out. Like Birdman is technically whatever his father. That's his man though. How much Birdman had to pay Lil Wayne back? That's crazy. Y'all brothers, and this person is jipping you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Fill me in on this. I feel like we're missing something.
So basically, with Lil Wayne's situation, Birdman took a lot of money from him.
Okay.
Because he probably didn't understand the masters, publishing, and all the other good stuff at the time.
Right.
Later on, he sued Birdman because he won his money.
Birdman won.
No, Lil Wayne. Birdman won for that amount of time, but so Birdman was basically taking money from Lil Wayne for all them years that he was doing all those numbers, and Lil Wayne sued him. Like, give me my fucking money. It's my money. I earned this.
Right.
What I'm saying is a bunch of artists like that out there in a situation where your manager or boss or whatever the case may be, they're ripping you off because you don't know the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, a lot of you were smart to get a business degree, dude, because all of this is business. Yeah. And it happens in the acting space too is like a lot of these.
It's worse.
Yeah,
it's worse. It's actually worse.
Well, because too, a lot of these actors and actresses, they're focused on the craft and stuff, and they're not thinking about the business, and they're not thinking about making connections and making legitimate connections, and not just like these phony connections. You know?
I think Chris Tucker got paid $500 for Friday.
Yeah,
the movie Friday.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, man. I don't doubt it. Like I was actually looking at it. Even Daisy Ridley on the first Star Wars movie, she got like $400,000 for the first Star Wars movie.
Dude, the first anything they take you for they pay you nothing. It's like rookie contracts in sports too. You know what I'm saying? They pay you jack shit, and then you play amazing, but you're still stuck in the rookie contract. So it's like you got like 2-3 years of just. You're getting paid basically shit, and you could be the best player in the league.
And that's why you got the LeBrons and the KDs. They shifting the whole thing, man. It's like people are mad at them, but it's like you could trade a player like that.
Yeah.
So now it's like the player is more demanding because they want now.
Well, it's true because I don't know. At the end of the day, the front office is if it makes sense for them to trade you, like you're gone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like mad, like, oh, you left this team, this and that. But like, I get it from a fan perspective, but at the same time, like it's like them versus the office, right? Like they got to take care of themselves because the second like they get too old or whatever, they're gone. So, and that's crazy too because you got to move your whole life if you get traded to another team, which is wild to me. Like,
it's messed up. It's sad. But it is what it is. Like I said, this whole world is a business. Everything in this world is a business.
It's just a game, I guess,
It is.
Yeah.
It's messed up. It's messed up.
So wait a minute, I gotta know. So if you got tracks coming out, do you have a music video lined up? You got to be talking to Isaiah.
Yeah, I've been talking to Isaiah. Definitely been talking to Isaiah. I just want to make sure it's right. If I do something, it got to be right. I don't want to half-ass anything. That's not my MO.
Yeah.
And I was even when I'm telling you, when I was in college and people were like, "Yo, you got all these songs and no music video." I was chubby at the time, so I'm like, "Nah, I gotta lose weight. I gotta make sure it's the right image, like because." You just don't want to be like everybody else, just putting out all of these videos, and it's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just like I said, when you understand the business side of it, you're gonna think twice before you do anything. You gotta be like, all right, this is gonna make sense.
Yeah,
like it has to make sense. If it don't make sense, I can't do it.
Well, I feel like you got enough time between now and the time you're gonna drop to think about a music video.
I got enough time. I ain't worried about that. But before, like I said, I was just flying around going to studios, so I wasn't thinking about rap. I was thinking about mixing and mastering and making beats. I was thinking about, because that's where the money, like I said, it wasn't no money in rap. For me, being a local artist and being an independent artist, like you were making like $200-$300 off of streams.
Yeah, a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Like for real. So I'm like,
it's very real.
Instead of
even with a lot of streams, even with like what I would consider a lot of streams, like 500,000 million streams, it's like $500.
That's what I'm saying. So in my head, I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
When I can make $500 just off one beat.
Right.
Or I can make $100 mixing somebody vocals.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just made sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I looked at the numbers and rap,
yeah.
The business side, like.
But there's also like that. I imagine there's that part of you, the artist part, that's like, all right, well, I can sacrifice a little bit of money, in terms of like my time and input, just because I have these songs, I have what I want to say. All of this stuff does matter to me, and I want to get it out there, whether I make $1 million off it or not. It's like it's important for me to get out there.
Yeah.
So I guess in that thought, like, do you think that there's a specific song, not that we have to talk about the song, that you have in mind that you'd want to do a music video for?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it today.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of songs, bro. I have a lot of beats, a lot of songs. I'm working with two of my friends. We have a group called Universal Language. My boy CT Boogie and my man Killer Joe. I'm working on their music right now. So it's like I'm pushing them like, listen, we're going to do this. Let's do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So my mindset is like, we could do it. It's just got to be right.
Yeah.
Like when I got footage of it and I sent it to you. When we was performing, me and my man CT Boogie, this is like my partner. And we was in New York. And we was doing major stage, and we performed a song called Untold Pain, and the fucking crowd was rocking. It was like running back. So when I heard that, that's when
again?
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I heard that shit was like, okay, you got something.
Right.
But now you can't fuck up. You got to do it right. Because I don't underground fame. I don't mind that. It's all about getting to the people. I have a message, and I want the people that went through or is going through what I went through to hear it. Like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's real right now. Like, I know it's hard to get diapers for your child. Like, I know you living in poverty. Because there's a lot of people still fucked up in the world.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely, man.
And a lot of people don't, they kind of forget about them, but I don't forget about them. Like, there's still people going through a lot of real shit. So it's like, I still remember. That's why I am who I am now, because I went through that stuff. So even when you're in a dark space or whatever you're going through, it's like, trust me, you'll come out of it, because I came out of it. So if I could come out of it, you can too. But granted, some people get stuck. I know motherfuckers that still living in the same spot for 20 years in the hood, and they choose not to move. That's them.
Yeah.
I'm not staying in no fucking hood for 20 years.
Yeah. Well, you can't save everyone.
No,
you can't.
You can't. You can't. But like I said, everybody don't got my mindset. But it's like, I see some people and I'm just like, damn, you still in like streets. It's just like, damn, I done graduated, I'm running around, and you still doing the same shit. It's
sad too, especially when you know like they could, like you're like,
yeah,
dude,
we come from the same
yeah.
shit. So I know you could do it, but if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I can't, I'm different.
Yeah.
And it also helps that, my sister, she graduated Georgetown University, got her master's in public health from Columbia, and now she's on her way to become a doctor. So
that's crazy, dude.
That's
amazing.
Some heavy hitter schools, dude.
Yeah,
It's no joke.
She's a beast. Like, my sister's a monster. So she was, cause my older brother got shot when I was like 9, 10, like basically on our front porch. And she was like, I want to say she was interning like in the back of a hospital truck, like learning how to like, when something happens to somebody, put the IVs on them.
Yeah, like an EMT. She was working as an
Long
EMT.
story short, he got shot up and she saved his life.
That's crazy.
So from that day forward, she was like, fuck that. We out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make sure you see a whole nother world. So shout out to my sister.
Yeah.
So she was definitely on the,
wow.
like, my first like trip outside of New Haven, besides like going to New York, because my father lived in New York when I was younger, was Georgetown University.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So like, did that like just completely reframe your whole thinking?
Oh yeah. Oh, bitches. Oh man. Listen. When I seen that shit, I said, this is college? What?
Sign me up.
Get me the fuck out of New Haven. And I always think her to this day, I'll be like, yo, good looks, cause like listen, Georgetown is Georgetown.
Yeah.
And you got everybody from everywhere. And I'm 13, 14, maybe 15.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you see all these fucking people?
Yeah.
The food is good. I'm like, I don't want to be in New Haven.
Yeah.
Hell no. And that was kind of the first where I was like, nah. Like, I was still going back home, obviously, because I was still in high school.
Yeah.
But I had it in my back of my head, like, nah.
I'm going to get out of here.
I got to get out of here.
Yeah. And it's possible because I've seen my sister get out of here.
So that was my thing. And then, once she met Obama. And once that happened.
She met Obama?
I was like, shit, I got to get out of here.
Damn, dude, your sister met Obama? That's
crazy.
So cool.
Yeah, she got pictures with him and everything. Michelle Obama, too. She won some big ass award. Like, growing up, I had a lot of pressure on me because of my sister.
Yeah.
I did. I had a lot of pressure. She went to Hillhouse High School, James Hillhouse High School. And she was valedictorian. She was a monster. So, she used to talk about like how her younger brothers like was homeless and got evicted and shit like that. She used to talk about it. And like, nobody knew I was the younger brother. So it's crazy because it's like, people be like, wait, you're the one? I'm like, yeah. And they be like, you look fine to me. Because I was a hustler. I'm not, even though the stories is real, but I'm not staying down for too long.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, this is the age from 12 to when I went to juvenile detention to like 17.
Damn, you went to juvie?
Mm.
What'd you go to juvie for?
Stolen cars.
You stole a car when you were 12?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
You get the flathead, you pop that shit, and just keep it pushing out. Yo, I was wild. Because I grew up in poverty.
Yeah.
I don't listen.
Yeah.
Like I said.
I know, it's just you were 12, dude.
Bro, I'm telling you, shit was real. I see my brother get shot at like 9, 10. Went to juvenile detention at 12. It was like a couple weeks to a month, but it was still like, you in this fucking cubicle somebody above you, you gotta watch them take a shit, and they gotta watch you take a shit. I told
That's
myself
crazy.
I ain't never fucking going back to jail ever.
Yeah.
Like you would never ever see me in that shit. That shit made me so uncomfortable. I was like, what the fuck is this?
You know, and like I guess it worked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like I
you
guess
know?
juvie
Fuck
worked.
that.
Like
Yeah.
the whole point is for
I
them
ain't
to like
going
make
back.
you realize how stupid it is to do that shit.
And that kind of like, you know, it kind of that shit. I won't say it scared me because I knew a lot of people that was in there, but it definitely like made me like, nah, that's not it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Open
this
your
is
eyes.
life. Yeah, like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
like, there's no
life.
reason for like, you don't need to be
Yeah.
wasting your time in there, you
Nah,
know.
that
So
shit's stupid. And that kind of did it for me. And ever since then, I kind of been like on a good path. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going down a bad path. Because listen, everybody I know or I'm close to, they in the streets.
yeah,
This is real shit. I'm like the prince that made it up. Like they really called me a legend. I swear.
Really?
Because they know what I went through. Out of everybody that I hung out with during that period of time, I had the worst life. I know I had the worst life. For
Jesus,
a fact.
dude. Talk about a fucking turnaround, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like people look at me like, "What'd you do? What? You went to school?" I got some principals to this day. Like, how? What the fuck? Cause I was bad. I'm telling you, I was fucking horrible.
dude, it takes a lot when like you know your whole environment is that. So it's like that's all you know. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're surrounded by it all the time to actually like remove yourself from the situation.
You know what's crazy? When I was 12, you want to know about that story?
Yeah, sure.
I went to juvenile detention. I was dating Siobhan
And you were dating Siobhan when you
during that time. We was young.
Wow.
She hated me
She
because she was like, "What the fuck?" Because she didn't know nothing about none of the shit that was going on. I'm telling you, I was bad.
Damn,
I was bad. My whole family was bad. I got a couple cousins that's dead already.
Jesus, dude.
It's some real shit. Yo, bro. New Haven ain't what people think. People think New Haven is something totally different. Especially when I was growing up. You would get smoked real quick.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because you know, I think because it's in Connecticut, people think maybe like they think Bridgeport. They might think as far as like
Bridgeport now is worse than New Haven.
Yeah, so I've heard that.
Way worse. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I don't be out there, but I hear the stories. I'm sure you hear them too. It's bad.
Yeah, dude. I had a buddy that came from Bridgeport, and he ended up going and being like a teacher and doing some school stuff over there, like trying to teach kids in Bridgeport. And he said that was a legitimate challenge to connect with students. But he's a really good guy, so he would really work with kids to get them to a good place. But he ended up moving out to Dubai. But yeah, I can't imagine. I want it to be better, but I don't know what there is to be done about it. You know, like I feel like there is so much potential to be had if people weren't killing each other. Period. You know.
I mean, when your mom is on crack and your father not around, and you done knocked up some girl, the fuck you got? You
definitely feel trapped.
When you
I'm
14,
sure.
15, you going through that shit. Like, what do you have?
That's
like,
a good point.
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard to talk to somebody. Like, I'm telling you, I got a bunch of little motherfuckers I know that's bugged out, and I'm trying to talk to them, and they be like, "How you do it?" And I'm like, "I got away." Like, that's that's the only thing I could tell them. Like, get away. I get blamed to this day for the way how other people's lives are because I left.
Oh.
Yeah, but like they just expect you to stay there and just like, you know what I mean? Eat shit. It's like, what do you mean?
Crabs in the barrel effect.
It's true. It's like, but it's just so, that's like such a, it sucks, but.
It is what it is. Listen, I'm telling you, like I got people to this day that, you made it. I remember seeing somebody, I was in my car and I went to the gas station and I seen him and he wrote me like on Facebook a long paragraph like, you changed. Like I got girls that say I changed. They be like, remember when we went through? Yeah, I remember it, but
it's like we're supposed to change though.
Yeah, we're supposed to change. We're supposed to grow
up. Yeah.
And like I'm telling you, like girls done blocked me. Like girls I never did nothing with, like real legitimate friends. Like they just like, you change, and I'm like,
for the better. For the better.
It's crazy.
I didn't do nothing to you.
It's so sad, like hearing that, like kids had to go through this stuff because like it's just sad seeing like somebody who's 10 or 12 have to grow up way earlier than
than they should.
Than they should.
When you're
it's
10
like
and
when
12,
you should just be being a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the most things you should be concerned about is like, oh man, I didn't get my Pokemon game in time.
Yeah, or like you know what I mean? It's just like that shit's so sad when like because like you also don't, like, you haven't been alive long enough to have like the tools to process shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not facts. But
so like crazy stuff like that happens. And,
it is what it is. Like where I'm from is a jungle. During that time, that shit was a jungle. I had people running from the cops, run through my house.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm telling you, bro, this shit was a jungle. This is all facts.
Like just bust through the front door, run out the back.
Bro. This
that's
is
fine.
real facts, bro. I one of my friends, Kiara, she from Long Island. She caught the ferry to Bridgeport, and she stayed over here for the weekend. I took her to my hood late night. Just drove through, and she was like, "These motherfucking projects is big." She was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "I told you." Like this shit. We didn't stay there long. I got the hell out of there. But I was like, "Yeah, this shit is it's like that." But I'm from it, but don't mean I gotta be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like too is that like, you're going to take the things that like you really didn't like about your life and not project that onto your future children.
Hell
you know what I'm saying?
My
like
kid,
really try and raise them better.
No
and
kids
shit.
here.
Yeah.
I ain't having no kids in this city. Hell no. In New Haven, hell no.
Yeah, get them out.
Hell no. I wish it was a light that really shine on the city and the violence that take place, but it's not. A lot of people like it goes one ear and out the other, but the shit real. Like it's really real. Like I'm telling you, if you meet somebody else that's from where I'm from or that's from like down the street, they could tell you the same thing. I know at least 20 to 30 people that's dead. I know for a fact they can say that.
Yeah, it's almost like they need to do like a documentary or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely.
Because like you're right. Like I mean, one of the big documentaries for Connecticut was the Heroin Town documentary that they did on Willimantic.
Yeah.
Well, after that documentary came out, huge reforms started happening because more people knew and were aware that hey, this awful shit, by the way, is happening.
Yeah.
And we need to do something about it.
Man, and it's like I said, out there is just like there's a life for a life. Like if you got a gun and I got a gun and you got your mind on taking my life, I got to take yours. That's just the mindset.
Yeah, it's like who shoots first.
Oh, yeah, and who the fuck want to die?
No.
So I get it for them, but is it sad? Yeah, but that's just the environment, and then it doesn't make it any better. And I know this shit might sound corny to people that's watching, but it's the truth. It's just like if you watching motherfuckers with a bunch of jewelry and guns in a video, they're gonna do the same shit.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So how can it get better when the people that's at the top of the totem pole is pushing that shit out there? It's like the music industry is pushing this scene out there, but it is what it is. That's the way our life is.
Well, I think because it's like flashy, right?
Yeah, and it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's money.
Chicago rappers are probably the most paid rappers ever. Facts.
Yeah.
Real shit. I don't think any other city has more rappers and more rappers that's getting as much money as Chicago rappers. I really don't think.
I mean, even just like Kanye by himself, like, you know what I mean? That just made
I'm not even talking about Kanye. I'm talking about like the drill rap, like Chief Keef and them. I'm not talking about Kanye. I'm talking about like Chief Keef and Lil Durk. Ain't nobody getting no more money. Because think about it, violence pays.
Yeah.
Like, in today's society.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, and then you like that kind of music also like translates well to like people that aren't from that background. Like white kids.
Yeah.
Dude, like because
they're
they're
in the club wilding.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck you know this?
Yeah. Dude, my little brother will show me songs. I'm like, how do you know this song, dude? He's like, oh no, dude, he loves Chief Keef actually.
Yeah, Chief Keef's not funny.
Yeah. No, it is. But nah, it's a fact though. It's crazy. Like I said, but am I mad at it? I am, and then again, I'm not, because it's just the way how it is. It is what it is. Like I know I'm not going to be the one to fix it, and it probably won't be fixed.
Yeah.
Like music back then, it had a certain value. Like music back then had value.
Like it's hard to tell if it's like the people pushing it, or if it's just like the record labels are like, yeah, this is gonna make us some money. Like, who gives a shit what it does?
What's gonna sell?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's the most thing happening? Street shit, gun violence, people getting shot, people selling crack. So, like, that's the shit that's making money. So you're gonna rap about it, like a girl shaking her ass, like twerking in a club. That's the shit that make the money in my environment.
Yeah,
we don't have. Well, I mean, we starting, but we don't got a lot of like businesses and shit. Like, we don't stick together like the Jewish people and the Chinese.
Yeah.
Like, we got strip clubs, drugs.
Yeah.
That's true.
Clubs, like, that's just the truth.
And I feel like I think there is a really good push very recently towards
definitely.
like
Definitely.
business and in particular STEM fields, science and math.
Definitely.
And I think you're seeing a lot more people realize like, oh shit, like if I can find, and granted it's tough if you're living in a place where you can't even walk outside to decide I'm going to study this math book, but there's a lot of money to be had in engineering and math and design and all that sort of science stuff. It's just the time that it takes to actually put into it might seem kind of daunting. But if you think about like, okay, the time that you think you're going to be putting into a career like rap or like trying to go on the streets or something, you could go to college and earn a degree and get a job at an engineering firm.
What's crazy?
You know, it's like
motherfuckers that do 25 years in jail instead of doing 4 years in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild.
4 years of college, dude.
You know what I mean?
And like in college kind of gets the shit end of the stick these days. Like, oh, like, you know, fucking fuck college and don't go to college. None of it's worth it. It's like, well, it is if you're trying to do like math, science, engineering, doctor, you know, anything like that. Even business, it helps a lot.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's the way how my community think is fucked up. Like you will worship the person that killed somebody and got locked up for it instead of congratulating the person that graduated college. They got the same skin color. It's real shit. I got more people that was mad that I graduated college.
And that's fucking crazy, dude.
I think it's just insecurity, right?
That's crazy.
You know why? Because they thought I was going to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
Because my childhood was fucked up, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Parents on drugs, nowhere to live, sleeping on couches. This is real shit. Promise you, other people don't went through the same shit where I'm from. Like, but I was like, if my sister could do it, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
So are you close with your sister?
Hell yeah. It's like my mother.
Truthfully.
Yeah, my little brother about to go to college. She raised him.
How much older is she than you?
My sister about 33, so about
I'm sure she appreciates the age shout out.
6 years, 7 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe 9 years, but I don't know. Who the fuck knows?
Dude, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, so there you go.
I'm young. People think I'm like 35. Every time
you're younger than me, actually.
Every time I talk to somebody and we talk about what we talk about, they be like, "How old are you?" Like 26. They be like, "Hell no."
You're 30.
They be like, "You 30? All right, fucking 30."
You just got kind of like a mature way of sort of like.
When I was 12, I was 18. When I was 18, I was 30.
Well, yeah, dude, if you have the friggin' chance to go to juvie and back and all this kind of shit, like you definitely grew up before I did.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was 12, I was like playing, I couldn't wait for my, what were we, 12 was 6th grade? Is that 6th grade? 6th grade going into 7th?
I think so.
I was super excited about my birthday party at the Mansfield Community Center. And
at that age, I was getting some ass. I
was like, oh my God, I might kiss her.
Nah,
you know, that was me at 12, bro.
I was getting some ass, bro. I was already smoking like at 11. But everybody from my community probably doing the same shit. Like I said, I see my brother get shot at like 8, 9.
Yeah.
This shit is normal,
Yeah, that's
bro.
crazy.
Like I literally watched my brother like on the floor, bullet holes bleeding out.
Damn.
Like,
That's dude, it's just insane. It's insane to me because like I'm just like prospectively, right? 8 and 9 years old. I think the biggest crazy thing to happen at 8 and 9 is like, maybe I was witnessing some like at home parental like arguments, and I was like, oh my God,
that shit normal. Next door to me.
No, dude, like that's absolutely crazy. It's crazy because like, dude, think about it. Like, first of all, none of that should be normal, right? Like none of it should be normal where like, like you're seeing your brother get shot or like you're hearing domestic violence. Like none of that should be cool. I think we're definitely heading towards a generation of people that like hopefully will not have to experience that. Like more, or I should say less and less people will not have to experience that.
Well, it's like a lot of it's like a mental health thing, right? Like there's no money in that now. And it's like slowly becoming more normal for people to go.
And if you're living off the state Section 8 and shit, they gonna punch all them motherfuckers up together.
Yeah. Which is like.
Yeah.
And then that kid is gonna create.
It just kind of like runs itself. You know what I mean? It just becomes a cycle.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. But, I laugh at all the shit now because, it is what it is. Like, I grew up in it. So it's like, I watch somebody shoot themselves.
Whoa. Yo.
God rest his soul, man. I'm telling you, I done seen some shit.
But like, how? Like, okay, but like you're laughing about it, bro. But like, that's fucking crazy. What do you mean you saw someone shoot themselves and then what?
Bro.
But like,
That's
what,
wild.
they shot themselves in the foot or they fucking
Man,
killed
leg.
themselves?
Like it
Oh.
wasn't like I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but
Not fucking hand on the trigger.
Damn.
He's like,
he's something and it should boom, and we
Set
just
the
all
safety
look.
off.
And he's like, I shot myself. I'm like, fucking Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob.
That ass, bro. This is all shit that
Probably
happened
do
in my
something
life,
about
bro.
this, huh?
yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, I'm the one that called the ambulance. I ain't fucking dummy. Hey, yo, my man
Oh
shot
my
himself.
God,
What?
dude.
And they were looking for the gun and shit. We were like, we don't know where it's at. Because you can't,
Damn.
obviously, we got arrested. But, he passed, but got arrested, so I won't say anything.
Okay, yeah, probably better not
But
to.
yeah.
Well, so before we sign off, because we've been going a little while here,
Uh-huh.
is there anything that you kind of want to bring up, touch up on? I don't know if you got like stuff coming out
Yeah,
that
you
you want
gotta
to
hint at
promote.
some stuff.
I don't know.
Plug
Yeah,
some stuff,
definitely. Birth of a King. That's the tape that's coming out.
Oh, Birth of a King.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
I like that.
basically, because like I said, I have a lot of music, and I just I wanna put out something fresh and new, and I don't want it to be like, because I feel like being an artist, I had to touch up on some things, you know what I'm saying, as far as like rapping and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm way better now at the age that I'm at. Because when I was making music, I was 18, 19, making a bunch of songs, but I feel like I wasn't as nice.
Yeah, you matured a lot. Yeah,
I matured. I feel like I wasn't as nice, and I feel like all those tapes is cute and stuff, but it's like it wasn't what I know now. You know what I'm saying? It's nowhere near to what I know now. Like,
Okay.
So the old tapes, it got me to the point where people would listen to them like, you actually are talented. But now I feel like I'm at a point where rapping is like, I could talk about some shit.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I'm at right now. So anything I really put out is going to definitely be worth listening to.
Okay.
Because it's new, it's me older, been through some shit, done seen a lot of money, then been broke, then seen a lot of money.
Right.
And you've been writing for people too, like you've been getting reps in, so it's like,
And that's one of the things that messed up my like the way how I rap for myself. It messed me up in a sense, because it was like, what audience do I look for?
Yeah, it's kind of tough because you're like, well, I'm writing as this guy, so it's like, well, what does he want to come off as?
And that kind of messed me up, because I'm doing everybody else's music, and that's why you say like, why you don't put out your music? Because I feel like all my music sound like other people. That's just my own opinion.
Yeah, just kind of got to
Because
find
I've
your
been
own
working
style.
with so many different people.
You're like, but who am I?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I definitely lost myself in the process of working with other people. I could definitely say that. I can definitely say, and now I'm finally getting back to it, because it's hard to make it. Like, it's not easy when you. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, some people can make a song, but for me, it's just like, what audience do you look for? Because I could go any route. I really can, because I'm a ghostwriter. That's what I do.
You've been doing it, you know.
Yeah. So, but it's like, what audience do I want to?
Right. Well, do you think you've sort of found something that that works for what you're doing, that like is like, I guess like the other question I have too is, do you have songs that you didn't send, like, how you sent me some? Are there ones that like you like obviously didn't show me, like that are like, that are like newer than that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And then my follow-up question is, because you can sort of appeal to a certain audience, do you still also have like all right, these are my like, I'm telling a story, that's tracks like 1 through 4, and then 5 is going to be a club song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's smart.
So, you have to, because before it used to be straight rap. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight rap. Or I would rhyme everything with like black through all 16 bars. Like, I had to catch myself. I had to really revamp who I was as an artist. And that's why I'm putting out new music. Because
That's
like,
smart.
I had to let the old me die and come out with it.
Well, I'm super excited, man, because I liked your old stuff, and I liked sort of felt like it was like 90s, 2000s kind of vibe of rap.
That's why I said you gotta look for that certain audience.
Yeah.
But it's good, like, like you got to get that, like, basically practicing and like reps in until you find out where you want to be and ground yourself. And you're like, all right,
and there's
cool.
a lot to it. Like when we was performing, you had to be in the mirror, perform, sweat. Like, you got to practice this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a lot of work. There really a lot of stuff that go into it. But yeah.
So new project. What was that again? It was
Birth of the King.
Birth of the King. That's right. Hell yeah, I love
Birth
that
of the
title.
King.
I like that. Yeah, I was gonna say I like that.
It's a good.
Excited to see the artwork.
Artwork. The artwork. I have the artwork, but he wants the person that did it. He wants to do a whole new one. So
okay.
I don't know why, but whatever. I don't know why, but yeah, Birth of a King. And you know what's crazy? Birth of a King was supposed to be released in 2020.
Oh, wow.
Because every year I usually drop a tape on my birthday, which is March 5th. So I always, so what I usually do, I drop a tape on my birthday and, you know, I rock it through the whole year. And when my birthday come again, I do it like
Another
that.
tape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is kind of cool because in a way, it was sort of a blessing in disguise. You got now another 2 years to sort of sit on it, think about it, develop yourself as an artist, and then push out even better music than you would have put out in 2020.
Exactly. And that's what I'm more happy about. I'm so happy about that because it's like, it's not the same me.
Yeah.
It's a whole different me. Like, it's not the same. I don't want the same me. I want to get better.
Yeah.
And with everything I do.
Hell yeah, dude. Love it. All right, and then do you want people to find you on Instagram or anything like that? Yeah. Like, figure you should plug your socials if you want them.
Yeah, at June B ThaGod, man. Y'all can follow me, man. June B ThaGod. Facebook, Instagram, you know. Yeah, I think I got music on Apple, too. If I'm not mistaken. I think I do.
Yeah? June B ThaGod?
June B ThaGod. If I'm not mistaken, I think
if not, I'm sure we'll see it
you
coming
definitely will.
Coming months.
We'll see it.
So,
definitely see it in a couple months.
Sweet,
Definitely.
dude. All right, well, dude, thanks so much for coming on.
Nah, no problem.
Yeah, it's just a pleasure. Can't wait to hear the music, dude, honestly. Like,
listen, it's coming.
Yeah.
King, man.
Thanks so much for listening to Bone Apple Tea. If you like the show, please give us a follow, like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is. Tell your friends about it. And, make sure to follow us on Instagram. That's Bone Apple TV, BoneAppleTeav on Instagram. Thanks so much.